All right, we're back. So how do you help to build confidence in your boys? Well, we asked Wayne Marshall to stop by and help us to lay the foundation. So good morning, sir.
Morning.
You have to say it right, you know, Dwayne. That's not how you say it. You have to sing the song. Good morning to you. And how do you do? Good morning, good morning to you, Wayne Marshall.
Yes. That sounds better to me.
Yeah. I see. I don't do the singing part, you know. So,
right.
Yeah. Debbie can sing, Sakina can act. I just sit in place.
Home.
Yeah.
All right.
You're just smart. You just be a woman, and that's enough.
Thank you. All right. So we're in November, and November is the month for the men, and we're talking about boys. How do we inspire confidence in our boys? And you, as a father of your own almost at a little five-a-side team.
Yeah, I have a little five-a-side I go on.
Yeah. How do you manage the dynamic with your boys?
Well, I mean, for me, I speak and affirm positive stuff over them. I try to emphasize on things that I like, that whatever they do, if I see them do something smart, if I see that they're thinking about something, objectively, I make a mention, I make a note of it. I might call their mom and say, you wouldn't know what Jackson just said, or you wouldn't know what Atlas just said, just so they can feel confident about, how they're interpreting different situations and stuff. I like to be who I want them to be. So I prefer to lead by example as opposed to opinion. So I take them on the road, and when I interact with people, I want them to see how I interact with people, the respect that I show for everybody around me. There's so many things, that day by day, as a father, I try to encourage them to express themselves, not be afraid to show emotion. Just the other day, I had a little moment with myself, and I was shedding some tears, and Atlas, my son, came in and said, "Daddy, you're crying. Do you make noise when you cry?" and instantly I just started to laugh, and he made me feel better. But bigger than that, for me, it was important for me to show them that Daddy will cry sometimes, and there are things that Daddy will find to be emotional about, It's important that they see this and know this, so they don't feel awkward if they feel like, a particular emotion is overtaking them and they want to express themselves, Because as you both know, we have a stigma in Jamaica that men shouldn't show emotion, or men should be tough and, tough it out the way they, But I try to encourage them to express themselves,
Yeah. I was just going to say that a while ago, that watching Meet the Mitchells, and I mean, it's so crazy that in a short window of time, because even though the videos are like about 30 minutes sometimes, or even shorter, we get to understand the dynamics of the relationship between you and the boys. And one of the things I've always admired is the fact that you allow them to speak. So you don't tell them to suck it up and shut up and, as a man, you need to be a man. But you allow them to communicate and find the words. And how important was that for you? Because you speak very clearly about the things that you feel, to impart that and allow them to see that as well, so that they can come to you and say, "Daddy, I'm feeling this particular way," and it's not considered girly, or less masculine to do that.
Yeah, well, I think they take my lead, because I am not afraid to express myself in front of them in certain ways. If we're watching, say, a movie or a cartoon, if I pick up something, a dynamic in the cartoon that I think that is worth highlighting, I will say, "Yo, wow, look how the little girl helped out our little brother," just to kind of reinforce to them that these things are things that we should aspire to do. And, so I just kind of use day-to-day things to really show them the way, and just be that example for them. As I say, I'm never afraid to speak to them about certain things, to speak to Tammy about certain things, and also to show them that I have shortcomings too. So I don't want to give them this, because a lot of us have we have an air of perfection around our parents, because they don't show us the weak sides of themselves. So I think that can become an issue for kids growing up, because you don't want them to think that life is about perfection. Okay. So if they don't meet certain expectations, then now their confidence decreases and diminishes over time. You want them to know that we, as adults and as growing kids, we went through ups and downs and things too. So as I say, it's just so much that, and it just happens naturally. It's hard to put into words, but I try.
Yeah, and you talk about growing up and going through things from in your life as a boy to a man. How much do you share your story with your sons? Because we've watched you over the years. Well, I especially watched you. We have awards at Wolmer's. You've accomplished all this, and then you turned into music. How do you speak to them about the life that you lived up until the point where you became a father?
Well, I take my time with telling them certain things. You know, I feel like you have to make a boy be a boy, but as they get into into different age groups, then I will tell them certain things, you know. I have this reputation now of telling stories from the family vlog where I have a story time. So whenever I tell my stories, it rekindles memories, and it also shows me that, you know, eventually I'll have to tell them these things if they don't watch it for themselves, just so they can understand the road that I walk and the mistakes that I made, so they can have a better, you know, forecast about what is to come in life, you know.
Yeah, and I remember being at Wolmer's, and you spoke a lot about your father when you came to. I think I was in fourth form at the time, and you came and you spoke to us. And you spoke about the role your father played. It was actually in November when we had our award ceremony, and you came and you spoke to us about the role your father played in your life, and how important is it now for men in society to understand our roles as we try to build the next generation?
Wow, I mean, it's so important for us to be present in the lives of our children, fathers to boys, fathers to daughters. My father was a column in my life, and without him, I don't think I would be the man that I am. So just based on the role that he played for me, I understood and I understand the importance of a father in their children's life, you know. So I always try to be that, as I say, example. I don't really like talking too much. I want to be the example for them, you know, and show them what I would like them to be, you know, as I said, by example. But yeah, man, my father was everything to me, you know, was everything to me.
Yeah. One of the things I realized as well is how strikingly different all the boys, their personalities are. Like, all of them have a different type of personality, and you just have to allow them to be who they are while grooming them, you know, to do the right thing and such. How important is it, though, to have them continue discovering who they are individually and maintain that kind of uniqueness?
Yeah, well, you know, as them say, 7 different brothers, 7 different minds, you know. So yeah. It's something that I expect all of them to be unique in their own way. It's funny you bring that up, because another thing that we don't do is compare them to each other, because all of them are unique and they have their own strengths and weaknesses. And that is something that I also try to emphasize to them, that not everybody will be a sportsman, not everybody will be an architect, an intellect. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we must focus on our strong points, you know. And I feel like as a father, that is our duty to really, really take the effort to look into all our kids, look at their strengths and their weaknesses, and feed their strengths, and allow them to express, allow them to try new things, and as you say, be their own unique self.
Yeah. Before we go, with the way things are in the world today, are you afraid? There's everything on the internet, everything at their fingertips. Are you afraid of what's out there for your sons?
It's a scary world out there, you know, and it's scary. What is really even more scary about the internet is the ease at which they can just one click can show them something that changes their life. So we have to be cognizant of that fact and literally police them and police their internet access and all that, because as I say, it's easy to fall down the rabbit hole of the internet. It's easy to give them the screen when we want to do something else, because it is a perfect, it's every child's favorite pastime, you know. But we have to be conscious and aware of what they're doing on the internet. But yes, I am very I wouldn't say scared or afraid, but very conscious about what the internet and the world out there, the negative side that is out there lurking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Wayne, thank you so much. You've said a lot this morning, and I hope someone has taken something from what you've said.
D.I. Wayne, Chef It Wayne.
Professor Wayne. I think Professor Wayne come out tonight.
Yeah, Professor Wayne.
Yeah, Prof. Wayne
and we need the hats. We need the hats, remember?
Yeah,
yes. Don't
first cousin hat.
Don't worry about it.
Black.
As a first cousin, as a old Marian, don't worry about it. We're good to go.
I'm going to call you.
All right.
Guys, we have to lay the first block and help build and improve your sons, your nephews, your grandsons' sense of self-esteem today. And it will make a big difference in all of our lives tomorrow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.